les nombres. Today we're going to talk about numbers. This sheet has a whole bunch of numbers on there, but I, right now, only want you to focus on numbers 0 through 30. You will learn the rest of the numbers in chapter 4, but for today, let's just focus on 0 through 30. So I'm going to start out with pronunciation so you can hear all of them, and then I will come back to the numbers and talk a little bit more about how to pronounce specific ones and little tricks you can use to remember how to pronounce them. So starting at the beginning, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And technically you could really learn up to 39 because once you know how to say the word for 30, you just then add the other digits. If you want to say 33, you would say 33. But for now, I just want you to focus on numbers 0 through 30. So a couple of things, ways to remember these a little bit. The number 4 kind of looks like the word for quarter, which if you think about it, a quarter is a fourth. And the pronunciation can go a couple different ways depending on how fast someone is speaking or what word comes after it. So you may hear it as 2 syllables, quatre, or you may hear it as 1 syllable, quatre. And in the 1 syllable version, you'll hear the RE kind of act as a shadow on the end of the syllable, so you kind of hear it, but not quite, quatre. And you can use whichever form you want. I just want you to be aware that you may hear quatre and you may hear quatre. The number 5 sounds like our word for sank, as in like the boat sank. So it's pretty similar, sank. Actually, it's really similar. The number 6 sounds like our English word cease. So like if you need to stop doing something, that's what cease would mean in English. But here, and that's just going to be our number for 6, cease. The number 7, I know there's a P in it, but it's a silent P. So it just sounds like our English word set. So if you have a set of twins, that's the word you would use there. So set. Our number 8 sounds like the English word for wheat, like wheat bread. Wheat. I know it starts with an H, but don't pronounce the H. Moving on down here, our number 15 kind of sounds like the English word cans. So I like to think I have 15 cans of pop to remind myself what that word is. Cans. It's a little different, right? Cans versus cans, but it's close. 16 sounds like the English word says, as in she says yes. And it looks like the English word sees, but you're going to say it as says. And then 17 is where a pattern starts to form. You'll notice that 17 is the number 10 and then the number 7. 18 is 10, 8, 19 is 10, 9. And then once you hit 20, the pattern gets a little bit easier because besides for 21, which is a little bit different, all you have to do is say 20 and then whatever number follows. Same as how we do it in English. So 24 becomes 24. Same deal. 21 and the ones place in each of the tens that we're going to talk about ends up having this word and thrown in the middle. So you literally say 20 and 1. That's just the way things go. So 31 will be the same, 41, 51, same deal. But yeah, that's the only one that you have to actually remember. It's a little bit different. So it's 21 or 21, depending on what word follows. I'll be explaining in a couple lessons what's with this extra E and why it's in certain places in parentheses and not in others. So once you get to gender and articles, you'll learn a lot more about that. But I would love for you to practice these numbers and be ready to go with numbers 0 through 30. You should be practicing them every single day, either counting from 0 to 30, or if you really enjoy patterns, you can count in 2s, count the odd numbers, count in 5s, 10s, whatever you want to go with, as long as you are practicing those numbers.